lovers, welcome back. I have a super fun video for you today. One of the YouTubers that I really look up to and enjoy watching her videos and commenting back and forth with is Kaylee from I Love Kaylee, and she has started a palette tag, and it is called Another Palette Tag. And as soon as I saw her do this, I absolutely knew that it had to be next on my list of videos to film. So I have the list of questions here in front of me. Thank you, Kaylee, so much for starting this tag. These are really fun questions, and I really had to think about some of these to really come up with my answers. So the very first question is your first palette, and that one is actually fairly easy because it's the one that I've been focusing on this year for paying that palette, and that is the Too Faced Matte Eye Palette. And this sort of came about because I used to wear makeup all the time, and I really loved wearing makeup. I won't say that I was good at it, but I really loved eyeshadow. And then I had a couple of kids, and I went through kind of a rough patch in my life, and I really got out of the habit of taking care of myself and wearing makeup. So I went to Ulta, and I don't remember why exactly I went to Ulta that day, but I remember seeing this palette, and it was a couple of days before my birthday, and I decided that I was gonna just blow the $35 that I didn't have at that time, and I still really don't have most of the time, and buy this palette for myself and just kind of really treat myself. So this palette has really been beat up. Again, I am using this for paying that palette this year, but this was the only palette also that I had for quite a while. I think I didn't buy another palette for like 6 months, and then I decided, okay, I need something different. I did have a couple of like drugstore things, but this was my very first high-end eyeshadow palette, and I still love it. I still enjoy it. I am a little bit tired of it right now because I've been using it every day since January the 1st, but it was just a really fantastic palette, and I'm glad that I picked it up. Your most recent purchase. I actually haven't really bought any palettes this year. I've really been trying to stick to using what I have and really focusing on that. We have some we had some family goals that we needed to take care of, like getting a new refrigerator, and we're trying to fix up our house and fix a couple of the problems so that we can move. So those have really been the priorities for my spending versus makeup. So I've really been very good, and I have not done a lot of purchasing of palettes. So this one was actually a gift. I got it for Christmas, but I did specifically ask for it, and that is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. And I will say I have not played around with this a ton because I did get it for Christmas, and then I started paying that palette. But I have played around with it, and I can say that the quality is just astounding. This is a little outside of my comfort zone with the colors. I absolutely love them, but they all are very warm, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted this, was to kind of break out of my comfort zone. So I have played with it a few times. I do really enjoy it, but I haven't really found my stride with it yet because I have been doing Pan That Palette. But that was the most recent palette acquisition that I have. Okay, question 3 is one you regret missing out on. This is one that's been a little bit of a challenge because for the most part I have bought palettes that I wanted to buy, and there's not really one that I'm just kind of like you know, I really wish that I had bought that. There's not really any specific regrets that I have, but I will say that I do kind of regret not getting any of the Too Faced New York holiday palettes. I know that they are not the best quality. I do have a Paris one from the previous year, and I think that they're pretty and they're fun to look at, but I won't really say that that's a regret because, you know, I have the Paris one and I've used it maybe once, I think. I just think that the packaging is super cute. So there you have it. One that makes you happy to look at. That has to be my Kat Von D Esperanza palette. Every single time that I see this, it just makes me very, very happy. I know that this was limited edition, but the packaging is just so amazing, and it's skulls, which I love. It's Kat Von D, which I love, but it's also really, really bright and happy. And then I love the color selection in here, and in fact, I was just going bananas for this last spring and summer, and then I kind of decided to back off of it because I didn't want to use it all up yet, because I love these colors, and every time that I look at this palette, I'm very inspired. I do usually need to pull in something to kind of set my my eye primer with, because there's not kind of a flat matte, and I know that not everyone does that, but my eyelids tend to get a little bit oily, and so I find that that just makes my makeup last longer. But there's a great transition color. There's just really, really fun shades in here, so it makes me happy to look at inside and out. One that you have changed your mind about, that has to be my Too Faced Natural Matte palette. I did an eyeshadow declutter not that long ago, and I decided to keep this one because I was just like, you know, this is a great matte palette, but every single time that I use this, I just feel kind of uninspired. The colors are very warm, and I tend to lean towards cool colors, and they're very, very sort of that no makeup look, or that natural look, and that's not usually something that I go for. I usually don't go for the browns. I usually go for the grays and the blacks and the colors. So I kind of changed my mind about this, but I don't want to do anything about it until I've finished up Pan That palette, and I kind of get back into trying some of my other palettes and seeing, you know, really how I feel about them. Because I would say, you know, even though I'm doing Pan That palette, I have pulled out my other palettes and kind of played with them a little bit. But I think I've changed my mind about that one. One that surprised you, and I just pulled one out, but I'm gonna say that this applies to the entire collection, and that is the Milani Everyday Eyes palettes. These are $10, and I'm gonna go ahead and open that up so you don't have the glare. Well, there's still gonna be glare because of that packaging, but this one is in Plum Basics, and I picked this one up because it was my favorite out of the 6. And as soon as I tried it, I was just blown away by the quality, the blendability, the pigmentation. This is the only color that I had sort of an issue with, and as soon as I scratched off kind of that top layer, which I generally find that happens a lot with not only drugstore products but high-end products. If you get something that has kind of a lot of glitter in it like this does, there's sometimes a hard layer on it. So once I got past that, I mean, the colors in this are just absolutely beautiful. The pigmentation is crazy good on these, and they just blend like a dream. So I went ahead and I picked up the other 5, so I do have all 6, and I'm impressed with all of them, and they really surprised me because of that $10 price tag, and I do think that I got them at a buy one get one half off sale at CVS. Okay, number 7, one that inspires you the most. And this was actually a really hard one because for the most part, the palettes that I have left, when I pull them out, I do feel inspired to create a makeup look. But there are certain palettes, like if I pull out my Naked 3 palette, I know that I'm wanting sort of a soft, rosy gold look. So I'm inspired to create that particular type of look. I know that if I pull out, you know, like this Milani Eyes, I'm going to be creating, you know, kind of a deeper, bright purple look. So I really sort of looked through my collection and thought, what palette inspires me to do any kind of look, not necessarily a specific look. And I remembered that I have this. This is from Makeup Revolution, and this is the Mermaids Forever eyeshadow palette. And whenever I pull this out, I am just so inspired to try something different because there are so many colors in here. And I want to say that this was $10 or $15, but there's so many different colors in here, and for the most part they are shimmery, so I do end up pulling in a couple of matte colors when I use this, but just the selection, I'm always inspired to try something different and unique that I haven't tried before. So that is a great one to pick up. And goodness gracious, my phone is just going crazy. That's what happens when you text somebody with a question right before you start filming a video. Anyway, one on my wish list. The makeup palette that is currently on my wish list is the new Kat Von D palette that is coming out for the holiday season. It looks absolutely amazing. I love the outside, I love the inside. I absolutely cannot wait to get that palette. I will go and stand in line if I have to. I will even get up before 9 o'clock in the morning if I need to go get that palette. I'm much better at this stay up late and buy something online at like 3 a.m. because I'm usually up at, you know, till that late most of the time anyway. It's the getting up early that I'm not very good at. But I really want that palette so bad. I really almost don't even care what the quality of the eyeshadows is like because I love the outside so much. The other palette that is on my wish list is the one that is coming out from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I know there have been a couple of things leaked about it, and I don't know if that is true or not, but if it is true, I want it. And I almost don't care what the shadows look like because this one is so great and it's not really something that I would normally have picked up. So I don't care if the new palette is outside of my comfort zone. I want it, I need it, because if it's gonna be like this quality, I am absolutely there. And then the last question is your no fail palette. And I do have a palette in my collection that is one that I would consider to be my no fail. This is the palette that I pull out when I'm just really not feeling that great, and I need kind of a little pick-me-up to get the day going. With my job, it's really hard to take sick days because the amount of work remains the same whether I take a sick day or not. And you know, this is the palette that I go to when I'm just not feeling inspired. I know the looks that I can make with this palette, and I know that I like every single one of them. And then this is also the palette that I am considering using for my wedding makeup. So it really, no matter what the situation is, I know that I can pull this palette out and I know that I can create a good look, whether I want to put in a lot of effort or whether I want to just kind of go on autopilot. And that is the Too Faced Romantic Eye Palette. I don't even know if this one is still available, but you can tell that this is well loved, but I absolutely love it. The reason why I love this palette so much is because you've got a nice soft pink right here, but then you also kind of have a shimmery sort of off-white champagne-y type color. You've got a great grayish brown transition shade, which is generally what I like to do. I've got a nice dark black, I've got a nice deep purple, I've got this beautiful sort of gray purple shimmery color, which I just don't have anything else like that, and I love the way that it looks. I love the way all these work together. Honeymoon, I'm not that crazy about because it's a gold. It's not a color that I wear all that often. But then Ever After, even though it's a brown, it's a purpley brown, and just no matter what I do, I can pull this out and I can create a look that I absolutely love. Thank you guys so much for watching this today. Make sure to go over and check out Kaylee's channel. I will link it down below, and check out her video. She is my go-to for when any new eyeshadow palettes come out. She is the first source I go to and my most trusted source for anything when it comes to Eyeshadow Plus. She's just a really cute person, and I think that I've never met her in person. I've only seen her on YouTube, but she seems like she has just a really great, sweet, genuine personality. So go check her out. Tell her that I sent you over there. And if you make videos, or if you have an Instagram or a Snapchat, participate in this tag. I tag all of you. Participate in it. Tag me in it. Let me know what you're doing because I want to see what your palette choices are. Again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that alert bell so you don't miss any videos that I